and welcome back to my channel. Today I am discussing Book of the Month Club. I didn't get my book yet for January. I'm a little early on this edition, but I actually wanted to go through. I thought it'd be fun to go through with you the books that are available for the month to see. I'm leaning towards almost the same genre as last month with a thriller. But I wanted to see everyone else's thoughts on this, as well as I thought this was a perfect time because I have discussed here how I want to read more, and especially now that we're in 2020 and we're in a new year, my resolution is to try to pick up my reading again. I sadly fell off last year, but towards the end of the year I did come back with Book of the Month, and they really helped me to at least finish off the year and read a book a month. And that, at this point, I'll be happy if I read at least one book a month. 12 books this year. If I read more than that, that'll be a cherry on top and bonus. But for those of you who don't know what Book of the Month is, it is a subscription service, and once a month, usually on the first of the month, you get sent an email and they tell you the books that are available for the month. And this month, I'm looking at my computer because I don't have the books memorized. But the thing is, when you pick a book, it's usually, I believe, just want to double check, you get 1 credit. And 1 credit is usually, I'm blanking right now because I have the credit every month at this point. I think it's $14.95. Let me double check because I paid for it through PayPal. And I can tell you right now how much my 1 credit cost me. So just give me a second, hang on. Okay. Balance. Activity. So it cost me with tax $16.28 for the month. So for that 1 credit, you get 1 book. And as of right now, if you use my referral link, the promo right now, we'll check. The promo, you use new page, use my link down below, and it is $9.99. So you'll get your first box for $9.99. That said, let's take a look. There are 5 books available, and if you don't like one of the 5, you can also go in and look at the favorites of others who have read in past months. But for this month, there are 5. The first one is, and I will leave all of the book information down below as well. The first one is The Sundown Motel, and that's the thriller for the month. And the description is a creeptastic ghost story where a woman finds the rundown motel her aunt was last seen in, and it's definitely haunted. It sounds really, really good. I do have that selected, but there is actually one other that I'm debating. The next one is a literary fiction, and it's Topics of Conversation, and this is by Miranda Popkey. And actually the one before it was by Simone St. James, which I've actually read a book by her in the past and really enjoyed it. But Topics of Conversation is a debut author, and it's dive into snapshots of a woman's most intimate thoughts as she tries to make sense of the relationships in her life. The next is a contemporary fiction, also a debut, and it is We Were Vikings by Andrew David MacDonald. And this one is about a modern day Viking who is a woman with fetal alcohol syndrome using her strict code to create the stuff of legends. Also on the list for this month is a nonfiction novel, and that is Tightrope, and that looks like it is by Nicholas D. Kristof and Sheryl WuDunn. And it's an honest discussion of the problems plaguing small-town America and the policies that lead those areas to spiral. And last but not least is a historical fiction novel, and it is Things in Jars, and it's an early release, by the way, for Book of the Month. And this is by Jess, a strong Victorian woman dealing with wildly unladylike things like death and maybe a kidnapped mermaid or two. So those are the books for the month. And the next option, like I said, is not into this month's books, skip and roll your credit over, or I believe, I know I saw it, that you could pick from a favorite, I believe. I believe you can pick from members most loved. Looking to see. I only just saw it. Trying to see. No, right now it looks like you can only add to the box, but I thought you were able to choose. Maybe they changed that. I do apologize. It looks like they might have changed that because last month you could have chosen from the favorites of others. That said, I have one credit to use, and I guess this is a very quick video, but I'm begging you. The one I'm leaning towards is another thriller. Let me know if I should stick with that, which again is the Sundown Motel. That was, I'll read you a little bit more of a detail on this. The synopsis, let me read you that real quick. Upstate New York, 1982. Every small town like Fell, New York, has a place like the Sundown Motel. Some customers are from out of town, passing through on their way to someplace better. Some are locals trying to hide their secrets. Viv Delaney works as the night clerk to pay for her move to New York City, but something isn't right at the Sundown, and before long, she's determined to uncover all the secrets hidden. So that is the first one that I was really debating, and I actually have it checked off. The other that I was on the fence was We Were Vikings by Andrew David MacDonald. And I know I gave you the quick take, but the actual synopsis, I want to read it to you. Sometimes life isn't as simple as heroes and villains. For Zelda, a 21-year-old Viking enthusiast who lives with her older brother Gert, life is best lived with some basic rules. A smile means thank you for doing something small that I liked. Fist bumps and dabs equal respect. 3, strange people are not appreciated in her home. 4, tomatoes must go in the middle of her sandwich and not get the bread wet. And 5, sometimes the most important things don't fit on lists. But when Zelda finds out that Gert has resorted to some questionable and dangerous methods to make enough money to keep them afloat, Zelda decides to launch her own quest. Her mission, to be legendary. It isn't long before Zelda finds herself in a battle that tests the reach of her heroism, her love for her brother, and the depth of her Viking strength. So again, I'm leaning towards, look in the comments for these books, but I'm leaning towards either When We Were Vikings or the Sundown Motel. Let me know. You heard both synopsises now. Let me know which one you think I should pick and you'd be interested in me reviewing in the next couple of weeks on this channel once I read it. Again, this is Book of the Month. If you want to also subscribe and get the book before it closes out for the month, I believe it closes out January 6th, and you've never subscribed, please use my link in the comments. You can get your very first month for $9.99. If you've already subscribed, let me know what book you're choosing. If you aren't but are still interested, like I said, let me know out of those 2 books which one you think sounds the most intriguing and the most interesting and entertaining that you'd like to learn more about from me. If you are a subscriber, thank you again so much for spending just a little bit of time with me today. If you aren't, please feel free to hit that subscribe button so you can learn more about the books here, the one that I choose, shortly after I read it. And again, leave me some comments about these books, about any thoughts you might have, and like this video so I can bring you more of this content very soon. And now I just want to say thank you for spending some time with me. Have a magical day, and bye for now.